I heard somebody say recently that sellers in this market think that we're in 2021 still, and buyers in this market think we're in 2008. Neither one of those is true anymore. We are in a very stagnant market right now, not much movement. In fact, prices are identical today that they were this same time last year. So we're seeing less inventory, but also less demand, fewer sellers and fewer buyers. Boring market, right? I would agree with you, as there's not much movement. But even in markets like this, buyers and sellers can get burned, especially sellers. So we're gonna cover some of those things today. And these are the things that we're seeing, boots on the ground today. So markets that we see today where it's very stagnant and prices are not going up and they're not going down, this type of market will be very unforgiving, and strategy, pricing, negotiation is more important than it's ever been. This is what we call a life event market. And what I mean by that, the people that are actually transacting, buying or selling, are doing so because something happened in their life where they kind of have to move. Maybe they got a job somewhere else. Maybe they had another child and were in a condo and need a bigger house. Things like that. Something happened in their life where they need to make a change in their living situation. So with that, we're not seeing a lot of buyers in the marketplace or sellers that are doing so because of the opportunity, right? They're doing so because they kind of have to, or something changed in their life that's motivating them to do that. So speaking of motivation, when prices aren't going up and they're not going down, the people that are in the market for the opportunity, that are motivated and enthusiastic about getting in the real estate market, tend to sit on the sidelines and wait to see what happens, because we don't know if it's going to go up or down. It's been flat for a long time now. So with this, it all factors into your strategy, your pricing, and your negotiation. So if you're someone that's looking to sell their home, this is not the market where you go, I want to start at this price because I can always go down. You're going to get showings, and those buyers are going to see your property and then go see all the other properties, and you, with your strategy, is going to make the other properties that have a different strategy of pricing it correctly right off the bat, you're gonna make them look really good. And as all of those other properties keep selling, more come on the market, and you're continuing to make them look good. And as time goes on, that's when we see the opportunity buyers come out, because they see your property as, okay, they're telling the world that they're struggling to sell, that they're priced too high, and there might be an opportunity for me to come in and get a really good deal. Those are not the buyers you want. And if you're someone that's looking to buy and you find a property that you like, buy it. Don't necessarily overplay your cards and think that you're in such a power position, because you're not, because there's this pretty much the same amount of buyers as sellers right now. So if you find the one that you want, buy it. Don't wait, because I guarantee you somebody else is going to do that. I'm seeing this today, boots on the ground. Let me give you an example. I just got a buyer. We opened escrow on a property that was listed on the market for 3 days, and it had multiple offers on it, and they were priced correctly. Another property that was priced just 5% higher than that in a model match property, ghost town, sitting on the market. That should give you a good example that if you're off just a little bit, you're going to sit. If you nail it, it's gone instantly. So this is kind of a dangerous market to have a wait it out attitude. And what I mean by that is we're going to put a price tag on it and just wait for someone to give us our price. When I just said that prices have not changed in a year, so how long are you going to wait? If you're getting showings and those buyers are buying other properties, time to make a change. So knowing everything we know about markets like this, sellers get burned when they have the wrong strategy of putting a price tag on your home that is not in alignment with the value that your home offers in the eyes of the buyer compared to the other properties that you're in competition with. Now, I'm not saying put a fire sale price tag on your house. But what I'm saying is that if you know or believe your home is worth X, and you're gonna go, all right, well, let's put a little bit higher price tag on it to test the market, it's very dangerous to do that, and I'd stay away from that. So this market is not a bad market. It's stagnant, but it's not bad. This is very normal. We have a pretty much equal amount of buyers and sellers in the marketplace and about 2.5 months worth of inventory. What we've experienced in the past is not normal. So for sellers, you're in a stable market. It's not a bad market, but that's just how you can get burned in this market, is by pricing your house too high. And say you have a deadline, you have to be somewhere in a certain amount of time. As you approach that deadline, that becomes the thought of, now do I have to have a fire sale and lower the price even lower than what I wanted to in the first place, all because I started too high from the beginning? Don't do that. And this is the one scenario where sellers can get burned in this market, but again, totally avoidable. Like I said, very boring market, but not a bad market. But a market like this, it's very unforgiving. You can't make mistakes and get away with it. Meaning, like in 2021, if you're a seller, you could pretty much put a sign in your front yard and screw everything up and get 30 offers and the price goes through the roof. We're not that market. So you can't make mistakes because they go unforgiven. So to wrap this up, if you're someone that's thinking about selling their home, it's really important for you to work with the right person to make sure your home is positioned in the right way from the very beginning. And that applies to any market, but especially markets like this. So if you're someone that's weighing their options, then really focus on these points and make sure that you're working with someone that is going to put you in the right position from the very beginning.